bit excited about looking and watching this match this afternoon, Steve. Luca Brecel, world
Thank
champion.
you, ladies and gentlemen. The first frame. Luca
Great to
Brecel.
watch. And he's up against a young player I know a lot about. Good scorer, and it's going to be a fascinating afternoon.
Don't see that often.
One.
Good opening pot. A bit short with the cue ball. Would have liked it a little bit further up. Have a better angle on one of the ball colours. Not quite sure whether he can take that blue and maybe get the cue ball down towards one or two of these loose reds. It'll be very difficult, so that's why he's taken the yellow here. It's certainly not easy. Needs a lot of topspin on the cue ball to get it back down the table. Not a bad effort.
3.
Good pot, but he couldn't really guarantee to get the cue ball out into open play there. So a containing safety shot now, I feel. Can't play the white ball back to balk.
Yuan Sijun 4. Thank you.
It's going to be interesting to see how Luca plays, Stephen. I mean, you did speak about him getting into the final of Shanghai, but since then he was disappointing in Champion of Champions. Lost 4-0 in his opening match there to Barry Hawkins. So I think the season, he'd like to sort of kick-start the season, wouldn't he, with a good run here and some good performances.
Yeah, but it's not easy. Trying to force that to happen can be a problem. And like every sport, really, Ken, it's on the day you just have to reassert yourself. It doesn't matter what legacy you come into the match with. It doesn't matter if you're world champion. You still got to put your opponent away.
Yeah. What was it like when you won the World Championship? I mean, that first year, did you find it more difficult or just to live up to that expectation that probably a lot of people would have on you?
I don't think I did to start the season off. I think I did okay, but as the World Championship loomed the following year, I started to feel the pressure a bit more. One thing's for sure now, though, you get enough chances to play well during the season. So many more tournaments.
Yeah, well, that's a good point, yeah. Well, a little kiss on the brown. Well, it's not tempting. Yuan Sijun to have a go with that loose red. The more prudent shot. Doesn't want to bring out too many reds. Get the cue ball back down to safety. Pretty good.
Ken, we all know one of the best tacticians in the game. You've been over the years. What was Sijun's tactics like?
Yeah, he was pretty good. I mean, obviously his big department in his game is scoring.
Foul and a miss.
But I think, you know, he plays up in the Sheffield Academy, Dings Academy, so he's competing there with a lot of the other Chinese players, getting a lot of good match play. And of course, he fell off the tour and got back on. But yeah, he's getting a lot of experience over the last couple of seasons. He's got a good all-round game, but I think his best department is definitely his scoring. Unfortunately for me, I witnessed it firsthand. He made 3 centuries, as I said, in that best of 11 last week. Played really well.
Luca. Yeah. Sijun, thank you.
You can just about see the left edge of that red. Oh, this looks pretty good. Very, very good indeed. He'd be very happy with that return of safety. Have a look at that.
Sijun now wishing maybe he'd played the shot from behind the yellow. He could have played the red on the right side cushion and probably played a decent safety shot, maybe get up behind the green. Now he's got an awkward shot over the top of the blue here. Well, that was fantastic. He couldn't have hoped for any better than that. It's so hard to play that shot and not put any accidental side spin on.
Yeah, it's one of those shots where you're just always watching the cue ball, aren't you? You're not looking at the object ball at all. Now will Luca try and bring the pink into play, or is he going to take this red on? Yeah, he's going to slide off the couple of reds just beneath the pink, try and open up the pink into middle of the table, and pretty good. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Luca plays, because, as I said, he's been around the world, and I'm not quite sure how much sort of preparation, but you would feel he'd have to get his head down and really sort of put the work in on the practice table, Steve, to start, you know, reaching that level to where he reached at the World Championship. Yeah, there's 2 reds that look in a line just above and to the right of the black. They may be able to, I don't know, possible 3-ball plant here, but obviously cue ball more important, getting it back to the table. There you go. Ooh, it was close, but a good cue ball once again.
One.
Well, you're looking right down the line of that. Very nicely cued indeed. Just trusted his cue action there and held for the pink nicely into the left centre.
Yeah, rock solid on the shot as well, kept his head still. So a good chance here.
7.
A couple of reds tying up the black, but pink in open play.
8.
Pink into the left centre. May play for that red just to the right of the black spot here. I mean, he needs an angle on this red to get back up for the pink, you would expect. Looks like he's
14.
okay.
$15.
He might be able to drop on that red. That could open things up a bit here. That's to the right of the pink as we look. Yeah, got the black out as well. Very nice.
$21. Yuan,
He had to
Sijun,
force
21.
it to get across the table again, as the pink obviously didn't go into the right corner, so jacked up in the air a bit, put a bit of an accidental right hand side on this.
Thank you.
I think the biggest problem after the excitement of the World Championship and the adrenaline buzz you get from that is getting back down to the bread and butter snooker first round matches. It's always a bit flat. You've got to generate your own adrenaline somehow, and that's not easy to do.
Yeah. Totally agree. And that would be a little shock to the system, missing that straightforward red with the rest. It was an opportunity just to get his arm going and start to pot a few balls. Oh, but he hasn't been punished now. Nicer chance here for Luca. He's got red into the centre, red into the corner. Could play for pink or black here.
That wasn't that easy, especially with the extension on the end of his cue. So now Luca really wants to make the most of this.
He's missed it again. Wow. And that wasn't that close. So worrying signs for the world champion already.
One.
Black spot's covered for highest available is the blue.
8. Nine.
Already now 38-point lead, so you won't really need those 4 reds there. Are tight to this top cushion.
A really pronounced thumb on his bridge hand that sticks up high in
15.
the air, and he runs it not really on the thumb. It's an interesting position to have. Really, you
16.
want the cue running on the bone of your fingers, not the skin, because that's sort of moving.
Yeah, it's quite high, isn't it? Up in the air now. This time, it's
22.
not the angle he would have liked on this red. Now, can he get the cue ball off this top cushion without running into a red? Oh, he's done well there. And he's
23.
gone up for the black. Just a little bit pacey. Oh, he's
30.
Yuan having a look at the scoreboard there. So he needs red, black, one more red.
$31.
Well, he's not guaranteed to get one more red, but you feel like he's probably done enough to win this first frame.
There you see it, 67 ahead. 67 remaining on the table, but in a very good position, particularly with the situations of the red, so keeping a bit of
Yuan
distance.
Sijun 38.
He'll be happy with that little contribution. Luca would like these reds away from this top cushion as quickly as possible. Get them in the open. There's a chance to do that now. But he's just a little bit fearful of trying knocking one over a left corner pocket.
I'm not sure that was the right choice of shot, but on the edge of losing anyway, and anything's possible. I think your shot to open those reds up, gamble on it a bit. So far behind, you might as well hope things go right, but got a chance now. Naturally coming back for the black.
Well, has to be said. It doesn't look with it at the moment. Luca Brecel has a few glaring mistakes. And the thing about it is, when you're playing an opponent like this, Steve, not really used to the bright lights in the big tournaments, that you don't want to give him easy, shots to sort of settle down into this match. You want to try and keep the pressure on, but another mistake.
Foul.
I know it's early
Not Sijun.
days, but already there are worrying signs for the world champion.
Had no idea about that. Knocking the blue in would have been a mini nightmare. So another chance, unless it gets behind that green, I can't believe it's going to get there. Another chance for a tester for Luca. He'd like to lock one of these in, just to get his cue arm going. If there is a reaction from being world champion and you come out the next year, I think maybe the reaction is that you can feel that the crowd and other people around and TV expect you to play to that level, so your own levels of expectation go up, and that can be a problem. So I think he'll get this one. Yeah.
Well, that's what he's capable of. Have a look at that for a shot. That's what the crowd come to see.
Wow. That's made up for everything for me. What a shot. I think I'd have done well to stun it.
Doesn't want to knock this pink in. He's okay. He might be able to play this
8.
red into the right centre. He has a red into the left corner. Because he was 71 behind when he came to the table, he really needed reds with blacks and then 1 4-point snooker to tie. If he takes a pink with a red and any other lower colour, then he'll need an extra snooker, and that's why he's decided
Brecel,
not to
8.
take it on.
I think he's left an edge out for the red. He did a few Houdini acts at the World Championship. It's going to take another one to win this first frame.
And going back to that World Championship, I think it was one of the most exciting championships that we've ever had. I mean, that 14-5 comeback from Luca in the semi-final was the greatest comeback ever in the history of the World Championship.
Thank you.
His match against Ronnie O'Sullivan when he won 7 frames in a row. Yeah, and then of course beating the great Mark Selby in the final, who went pretty close as well. He held his nerve. The table has gone very scrappy, which is not going to help Luca in his cause to try and salvage something from this frame. Maybe the cue ball drifted there. Now, can Yuan cut this red in?
One.
Well, that should be it. I don't think Luca will come back to the table. Well, he is. Maybe just for a little bit, just to loosen up a little bit, but I don't think there's any hope of winning this frame. Too far behind. 64 with just 51 remaining. This cue ball has gone very close. Oh, very close to that blue. Good effort.
Foul. And frame conceded.
Frame conceded.
Sijun 4.
So Yuan Sijun starts off his UK campaign with the first frame under his belt. He leads the world champion by 1-0.
Best he's ever managed to get into this main draw, and so far he's acquitting himself rather well. Back we get.
Yes, he certainly is. And I would imagine the excitement levels walking into this first televised stage match of the UK Championship for Sijun was more exciting than possibly for Luca.
Yeah, good point. But, you know, if ever he wanted a good way to settle down, that first frame would certainly do that for him. Won it quite easily. Got a few chances, potted a few balls. There's no doubt he would have been nervous, of course. But he looks calm, looks confident, self-assured.
Yeah, while the qualifiers have had some match play, it's still not the same as playing in the televised arena.
Yeah, well, that's the question, isn't it? You transfer that form from the qualifiers where not many people watching, and then you come into a wonderful stage, an arena like this, TV cameras, big crowds. It's a real test. But as Mark said in the studio there, he's definitely, you know, a very good prospect on Sijun, and I'm sure as he gets more experience he will grow into that role and become even more confident, and the results will keep coming.
And we've seen with players that have dropped off the tour and come back on again, it feels like that's done them a favour in a way. It's hardened them up. Tough shot now for Luca Brecel. He's got to be careful he doesn't open a red up to the right corner here, so he's just double checking to see if there's anything that looks remotely like it could go over that corner pocket. Is it a plant?
Is it a plant? I think it is. Wow, what a shot. What a shot this is. Look at the pace, even it gets in the cue ball. And look where it's landed, pink, nicely over the middle pocket. Now, a perfect opportunity for Luca to get his campaign underway.
7. Eight.
A bit short of pace this time. I'm just trying to get up for the blue. Wanted to avoid that red on the left-hand
13.
side cushion and come down for one of these reds into the bottom right corner. So this is a little tester here, this red just below the brown spot. You got to cue these nicely. Ah, well played.
14.
Good shot that. That'll make it feel good, Steve.
Yeah, that was a massive shot. Not got the best angle on the green, possibly. Great effort. He really is an inspirational player, isn't
70.
he? That's what he feeds off.
Yeah, he's got tremendous cue power, isn't he? I mean, he hardly hit the cue ball. And the reaction he got off it was just
18.
wonderful. Still just struggling for perfect position. Just the cue ball's run just a little bit further than he would have liked. So green again. This needs to go. The cue ball needs to run.
21.
Well, that's a really difficult red into the centre pocket. Might look achievable on our TV screens, but I think he's out of position completely. It's a big risk to play this into the yellow pocket, isn't it? Is there an element of safety he could put on that as well? Not really. As he's looking there, if he leaves the cue ball where his tip is, can he risk playing the red into the yellow pocket?
Well, he's taking it on. Is it there? It is. Another
22.
wonderful putt. This black is certainly not easy. Got to play it with pace. Oh, he's played that nice as well. So a few really good putts, and all of a sudden back in prime position now.
29.
I mean, that black wasn't that. He made it look easy, Steve, but it certainly wasn't.
So missable. He really seems to thrive on brinkmanship, doesn't he?
Thank you.
And after the first frame,
30.
what a frame to pull out if he can convert this chance.
$37. $38. $45. $46.
Yeah. Great thing about Luca is he scores so quickly as well. Wonderful pace around the table. I mean, Yuan Sijun played a good safety shot, sat back in his chair, thought I'm happy with that. Next of all, 3 ball
53.
plant from Luca. balls are all in the open and
54.
few shots time. Frame is over. And done within about 5 minutes.
61. 62.
Now he's making the
69.
game look ridiculously easy, isn't he?
70.
The sort of nonchalance that he walks around the table and just strokes the balls in. Well, he's played his way into this match. You're never happy until
77.
you win a frame, and winning a frame in this style is also good for the confidence. Not that he really needs it.
83. 84. 90.
He just had a quick look to see there's the red. Go past that brown into the green pocket. It looks like it does. Just have a look at it into the yellow pocket now as well. He's going to need that red
91.
to make the century. This looks pretty good. Wonderful practice, and he's come up with, apart from the first pot, which was quite amazing, there was a few other pots in there which are quite incredible to keep it going. Well played, Luca Brecel. That's more like it. That's what the crowd has come to see.
100.
And he's certainly producing it now.
102. 105.
Few players on the planet can play like this.
109.
It's just amazing to watch. Breaks so many rules of the technical aspect of the game, the so-called theory of how to
114.
queue up. It's just marvellous to see him in full flow here. Fantastic century
120.
break. Absolutely marvellous.
107.
Luca Brecel, what a player. The world champion makes his mark. It's 1-all.
Yeah, you want your best players in their best form, so yeah, it'd be great to see Luca do well here.
Everybody but Yuan, you would think. Back we go.
Yeah, nice break off, covering all reds. Yuan just playing off a couple of cushions, trying to nestle into the back of this pack. And maybe a touching ball.
It's not touching.
No. Not much you can do here. Maybe rest it. Oh, you could just nestle into the reds or try and rest the red on the top cushion. think that was an interesting comment from Mark there. It's the way he plays, Steve. Luca, it's like the way everybody would like to play in the game. He needs a bit of help from the brown here, and he's not going to get it. It was a very aggressive safety shot. Always the possibility of knocking a red over either corner pocket. So a nice starter here for Yuan, and could get on the black or the pink into the right centre.
Yeah, it's not a certainty he can get good position here, but plays the red into the heart of the pocket. He's going to have the cue ball hitting the cushion, so he should be able to do something with the cue ball. Great effort. Fantastic shot.
1.
Now this is a tester as well. He's going to play this pretty slowly, I would imagine. He's going to risk the cue ball rolling off.
Six.
Picking up on the point you were making earlier, Ken, I think there are
7.
players out on the tour who overthink things and let that get in the way of their natural ability, but that's certainly not the case with Luca. The other player I think that we all admired for that reason was Paul Hunter.
12.
Just played wonderfully, naturally.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Wonderful talent, and just the nonchalance of the way he used to play was just incredible. Great to watch. Sadly missed, of course. Now, how can Yuan Sijun react? Balls are nicely placed.
Looks to have the ideal position on this red to keep
9.
on the black. Could open things up here.
$20.
Would have been nicer if he could have nudged that red a bit closer to the top cushion to leave the black into the left corner as well, but no big problem.
Yeah, he could play for, well, as you say, he's got 6 loose reds available. That red at the bottom of the pack, though, would probably be the best one. He could have got back onto the black. That's not so good. The red that he's closest to there at the bottom of the pack, if he had played on that and straight into the left corner, could have got back on the black into the right corner. It's a little bit awkward here. We saw him miss a shot in the first frame where he was bridging over a red. He's a little care and attention to these shots. Yeah, it's good recovery.
28.
A little bit wider on the blue than he would have liked, so he's got to be a bit careful with this one.
Nice.
Out position there. Trying to hold for that red to the right of the black. Landed in between. This is missable.
34.
Yeah, just slid in off that left-hand side of the pocket. It was just the pace. Now he needs a good recovery. Could play down the right-hand side of the table here. He'd give himself a couple of options.
Didn't hit that very well.
37.
Wanted to screw the cue ball up a bit sharper than that.
$38.
Nicely recovered. It's like playing ice, isn't it, this table? This is fast as anything. This cloth is... You really got to play good position, otherwise you'll be found out by the speed of the cloth. Struggling a bit with his positional play at the
45.
moment. The cue ball doing a bit too much mileage for his
46.
liking, but he's hanging on in there.
Yeah, this is the red we
51.
spoke about earlier. He's on it perfectly this time. Just drop on the black.
52.
So this black and another red and black will put him 67 ahead, with still 67 remaining. So he's going to need one more of those reds. That little bunch underneath the pink.
$59. $60.
Yeah, key shot coming up here. Doesn't have to go into them too hard. Now, how's your look? Could have been better. He's got a red into the right centre, but it's not
67.
difficult. He's bridging over this red.
I think he could have just stunned into that far red rather than screwed into it. If he'd have caught the far side of it, that red would have naturally gone over the middle pocket in the same way. That's the one he was looking for, and this blue will completely seal the deal. How didn't that go in?
Yuan Sijun, 68.
Well, the blue was a long way off, yeah. But he'd be still very happy with his 68. And barring snookers, he's going to go into the lead once again.
One.
Luca will try. I mean, that red just below the pink to the left is perfect for snooker, so you wouldn't necessarily want to pot that one. The one wide of the mark of the pink is probably the best one. It needs to... Oh, is he on it?
8.
Just about. And that's no good.
9.
Needed a full ball kiss on that blue to stay on the pink, so that's gonna hurt his chances of trying to recover in this frame with snookers.
Well, if he can get through to that red on the top cushion, he can use the last red as a free ball option. That'll be on his mind.
13.
He needs a free ball really to get back into this into this frame. Nicely placed. Should be able to pot the black and get a good snooker behind the pink.
Yeah, I think the key with this shot, Steve, isn't it, is not just getting the red into the bulk area, but trying, when he lays the snooker
20.
behind the pink, try and get this red close to one of these ball colours.
Yeah, maybe the brown.
Yeah. So if his opponent does miss it, like you see, he's trying to get it near the bulk line, near the brown.
Luca Brecel 20.
Just a little bit pacey, but yeah, that just creates a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it had been short of the balk line, because Sijun might have a one cushion escape possibility with a bit of side spin. Maybe. No, too tight on the pink. So this is about pace as well. Doesn't want to hit this too hard and leave a free ball if he misses it.
Foul. Luca Brecel 4.
Is it a free ball? It's tight.
And a free ball.
Well, there you go then. Well, that makes a big difference. So the brown counts as a red, which means he can pot the brown, play for black or pink he would like. Well, he's played for the blue. So he'll still need one more snooker. Well, it gives him a chance. Yeah, that's okay now.
6.
Well, he sort of grimaced a little bit there. Not quite sure whether he can screw the cue ball right in behind the green here, Steve, and get that red close to maybe the pink or black maybe, but it's not easy.
Yeah, maybe behind the brown if he can't guarantee behind the green. Yeah. Nicely controlled.
Luca Brecel 6.
Didn't really want the red to go close to a cushion. It makes it easier to sort of hit, but he'll settle for that because that's about the best he could do. So a few more options of escaping. When the red's in the open play, in the middle of the table, you always go around the back of it. That's what you're hoping to get your opponent in. One cushion escape looks a possibility here, unless it's really tight behind the brown. Across the face of the blue. Doesn't like it. So now he's going to play this sort of up with some side spin and miss the yellow, sort of stun it into the cushion a bit. This is tough on these slidey cushions.
Well, this is a good shot. A very good shot. Excellent escape. Yeah, you have to play that with a lot of right-hand side spin. Straighten up the cue ball off that ball cushion. Now, Luca may pot the red here. Pots the red, pots the black. He only needs one 4-point snooker.
1.
Would have liked to have got the cue ball down into the balk area again to try and get behind one of the other colours, but he's going to have to settle for that. Good effort to get down there.
8.
Can play very thin on the yellow here. Good try. Might just go around the back of the black, but it was an excellent effort.
Luca Brecel 8.
Yeah, unfortunately for Luca, the previous shot on the black, he's knocked the pink into a safe position. Yeah, one has got to keep distance between cue ball now and object ball. Doesn't want to give Luca an easy opportunity for a snooker. Well, here's a chance for Yuan Sijun. He probably played cushion first, you would say. A lot of right hand side, leave the cue ball exactly where the yellow is.
Just a bit short of pace. Looked like it was going to be a snooker until he hit the bump.
Two.
It was a good shot, but he was really only concerned with the cue ball.
Five.
It was an excellent pot from Sijun there.
Nine.
Survived a bit of a scare with that free ball, went against him. Fantastic shot.
14.
Well, that was an excellent frame of snooker from both
Wants to do
players.
14.
But it's Sijun that wins the frame. He's back in front at 2-1.
Yeah, indeed. And Yuan Sijun, the 23-year-old, leads the world champion.
Yeah, last frame before the mid-session interval. First to 6 for a place in the last 16. Luca just having a look at these two reds. He doesn't want to second red to flick off the black and go over that left corner pocket. Well, he thought it was going to go close. He's hit it with a bit of pace.
One.
And that wasn't a fluke. That was played.
Could have possibly tried to
5.
slam the brown in and open up the pack of reds, but was tempted by the two reds that are in open play. was a good effort to
6.
get that cue ball out in to the middle of the table. Just was hampered by a red on the screw back part of it that kept it down the bottom of the table. So a big shot here. Although you wouldn't have thought it. Just casually stroked in as if it was over the pocket. What a player.
11.
Yeah, just picking up on John's point, he does throw a lot of cue, doesn't he, from the bridge hand? It's very, very unusual. There you see it, look how far he is away from the tips of his fingers. You don't see many players on the circuit play like that.
12.
He's quite unique in that way.
Yeah, it's not something you'd advise a young player to do if you were teaching them. And the other end of the spectrum of players on the tour is sitting in the studio with a very short
70.
bridge for many shots, and you know, something I would be much more in favour in. But top players are talented, obviously, so they can sometimes get away with
18.
technical flaws, as you might call them. Luca can do that. Very unusual cue action. He's got a chance now with the cue power he's got to possibly go into the pack. Didn't go in too hard, but what a result.
That is a wonderful shot. That was just
23.
control, wasn't it? Beautifully controlled off 2 cushions. That left-hand side spin, just spinning off the reds.
He could have gone unlucky there. If he'd have hit one of
24.
those reds full in the face, he could have ended up at that speed being stuck in the pack. But he hit the perfect join between 2 of the reds, and they opened up beautifully. Now he's got a chance to go into the pack if he wants.
That's not too bad. Okay, he's not on the red into the right corner, but that little flick off the red that he's closest to, he can cut this in, possibly get back up for blue or pink. He'd love to get the pink back on its own spot.
Once again,
30.
Sijun, when he played his safety shot, walked away from the table thinking, yeah, that's okay. All of a sudden, Luca's in full flow again. Not so easy this break with the black out of commission.
Yeah, just got to be careful here. It doesn't run into the blue. Holding it for red into the left corner, and he's played that nicely. Nice pace.
36.
There's one thing, another thing about his game is, Steve, that even though he's got great power, he can generate great power, cue power, but he does have a wonderful touch to play the softest little screws, just like that, or
37.
that little previous positional shot. He's a wonderful touch and helps him in his break building department.
It's going to be a bit careful here. If he tries to get too adventurous, it could go awkward.
$43. $44.
Wonderful touch there, as you said, Ken. Definitely playing off another red just to hold for the blue. Okay, he's gone a bit too far, but wasn't really his fault. Just a very fast table. He's getting used to that as he plays his first match here. And that's, ooh, you're probably on that.
49. Thank you.
It's an incredible few shots there. Keep the break going. And back in prime position.
The length of that bridge, a couple of foot.
56.
This is a style of play that made me so attractive to watch during the World Championship. It was an absolute revelation.
$57. $63. $54.
Ah, that's a nice shot.
69.
69. Only 59 on the table, so another wonderful break here from Luca Brecel.
70.
And it all came from that wonderful opening shot. It was a very well worked out plan. Ah, lovely shot.
75. $76.
It's another precocious break from Luca Brecel.
82.
Really wonderful to watch. I think I probably enjoyed the World Championship this year more than ever before
83.
because of that astonishing standard. I know we've had great standards from the likes of Ronnie O'Sullivan and Judd Trump, but something about Luca Brecel that's just not just breathtaking, but also like the puzzle of it. How can he do this?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, this is just magnificent. This is just raw talent
89.
at its best.
And for a long time in the game, it looked like that talent was never going to come
94.
to any fruition, really. It seemed like he was too easy to pick off, too open,
96.
not enough tactical nous around the table, but he's got his game together now beautifully.
99.
And if anybody could successfully defend their first time win at the World Championship, maybe it's Luca Brecel.
Yeah, maybe so. Another marvellous century break from the world champion.
108.
Sport is all about entertainment. And without doubt, this man is an entertainer. Oh.
Foul. 108 Luca Brecel.
The cue
6.
ball's got in, but he won't worry. Another frame on the board. We're all level. The world champion in full flow. 2 centuries. But it's only 2-2 at the interval. What a match.
Hello again. Sunday afternoon in York's Barbican Centre in this opening round of the Mr. Q United Kingdom Championship, and the star attraction is the reigning world champ, Luca Brecel, the brilliant Belgian who became continental Europe's first king of the Crucible in May. And today he is facing Yuan, Sijun, a Chinese qualifier ranked 43 in the world. And in this first to 6 match, it is currently 2 frames apiece. This is frame 5, and it's all being watched by 2 former world champs, Ken Doherty and Steve Davis.
It's turned into a fascinating match, this. Luca Brecel looked out of sorts in the first frame, but then recovered beautifully in the next. It's been hard fought. Great talent from both players. What a shot.
One.
He doesn't shirk his responsibilities, does he? One chance. No 50-50 shots for Luca. He might have been around the world touring, but his home and away play is great. None of it.
Well, that's worked out nicely. And maybe he's just had a quick look at the black. I think the black is potable into this left corner pocket, so doesn't have much to do with the cue ball. There you see it.
4.
And after that sensational opening red, was gifted him a wonderful chance here now to possibly take the lead for the first time in this match.
Ken, that screw up the table couldn't have worked out any better, was it? It's the only way to
11.
open up the frame, it seemed.
12.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out perfectly, but it was a clever shot, wasn't it? Because he knew that even if he didn't get any connection on the reds, it was always this red that was close to this left corner pocket. So he's playing, okay, riding his luck a little bit, but always had
90.
an alternative.
$20.
The cardinal sin in the positional part of the game, short of the blue, wrong-sided.
Foul.
Couldn't have foreseen that.
Luca Brecel, 20. Yuan Sijun, 5.
So, not over the line. Sijun gets another chance. If he'd have missed that green, he might have been able to get back on those reds. If he doesn't like this, he can put Luca in again. An unusual position to put your opponent back in from, but that's what he's doing.
Well, he's just had a quick look at that red. By the pink, there's a pot. No, it doesn't. He doesn't want to disturb one of these reds off this top cushion because, you know, with a 49-point lead, he'd like to leave that red just to the right of the black, leave that red where it is.
I mean, he could play it ultra thin, but doesn't want to miss it. I think he's got to try and play that red ultra thin, isn't he, on the top cushion? What else can he do? I mean, at the angle, he could sort of like play cushion first and clip it on the way back even. Maybe. Don't know.
Yeah. Well, I just think he likes leaving it where it is.
Yeah.
Maybe this red beside the pink, if he can screw the cue ball off that, back to balk, that red might be running into it. That red that's close to the left corner pocket. Be hoping to maybe get one safe. Let's see what he's worked out here.
I think anything else is a containing shot. I think he's got to be brave on this. Didn't play it thin enough.
I'll tell you what, Steve, he's had a right result there. Because he could have easily left that red on. And he hasn't. And got away with one there. He's shaking the head. It wasn't a great shot.
He's put Sijun in a bit of trouble as well, I think. Not easy to play a good safety from here. Well, he should have been able to play better than that, but even so, he would have been leaving a couple of reds out. Don't think this pot's. Maybe with a bit of right hand side. Not swerving it so much as just flicking it in. Very tight, that. And the other red is more difficult into the right corner. He's coming round to have a look at this from behind the pocket. It's interesting that some players do that and other players don't bother. I don't know if you get...
I think it's a good idea. Yeah. I really do.
I never did it, but it goes as long as you can get a bit of right hand side on it.
Yeah, I think
it's
it's
tough. It's very tight. He's sort of winding himself up for it. Here we go.
I think he's
big shot.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. It's always difficult. It's a bit of an optical illusion when you've got a red or a ball in front of another one. It sometimes puts you off a little bit, but no problem there. You see, 57, only 59 remaining. This red will be enough, but I'm sure there's a few more to come.
$40. 15. $20. 21. $28. Luca Brecel 28 and the frame.
So Yuan Sijun says that's enough. It was a misplaced safety shot that gave Luca his chance. He duly took it. He goes into the lead for the first time. 3-2. Still well in this match. Okay, he's gone behind for the first time, but I think he's held himself together really, really well. What about you, Stephen? What's your first thoughts on him?
I'm very impressed. 43 in the rankings, probably on the way up, not on the way down. A lot of people would like to be 43rd on the ranking list. It's a lot more swings and roundabouts now at this level. Trying to stay in the top 64 is... Oh, I thought I was going in for a minute. Yeah, staying on the tour is tough.
Yeah, but I think his overall game is, is pretty solid,
Oh, he left that red. I think he has left the red. He hasn't even noticed he's left it. That's a poor shot. Could have just played behind the pack.
One.
Well, and we know Luca's got the cue power. Smash this green in, going to the side of the pack. Hope to get a result. Well, I think I would have played. I think I'd have had to have played going into the pack there, but there was a loose red. But that's maybe the modern way now.
That's well, I'll tell you what, when he puts this
he's going to smash into them. You're right.
Reds are going to go everywhere. Now, how's your luck on the black? Oh, look at this for a shot. Look at this for a shot. He'll settle for that.
I'm going to claim that I didn't see that red at the bottom of the pack went. That's all I can say. big pot now. Successfully potted. Well, what an opportunity. And all of a sudden, from looking like he was all out of sorts in that first
12.
frame, he's looking like the world champion that he is.
Thank you. 13.
Yeah, what a terrible mistake from his opponent. Yuan Sijun should never have left that red up into the yellow pocket. Little lapse of concentration, and it could cost him this frame. Not a great angle on the black, but there's plenty of loose reds.
Yeah, I'm not sure really what Sijun was playing there on that little safety shot.
20.
Yeah,
21.
after he played the shot, Steve, he was sort of brushing the table like it ran over a bit of chalk, or maybe the line of the slate, or something. It didn't run in the straight line that he was trying to play it in.
Well, maybe, yeah. It was the line of the safety shot that was wrong, so I mean, maybe it.
28.
Maybe it caught the slate. Well, the slate's not there, is it? I'm trying to think where the slate join is.
$29.
I think that the slate join. I'm trying to think where the slate join is for the pack of reds. We know where they are for sort of the one on the baulk line.
Yeah, well, 5 slates, of course, on the table, underneath the cloth. And sometimes, if the slate is not filled in properly, sometimes you might see it up around the yellow spot where the players are trying to roll in behind the yellow or green, and it just runs along the slate and it doesn't reach the green or yellow. That can happen. And when he was brushing the table, it looked like he thought it ran over
34.
something.
Yeah, it's not so much finger marks these days. The cloths are so thin that you don't get so many roughed up nap
35.
finger marks as you used to. It's running on a bit. Just about stopped.
$39.
That just ran on a little bit now, so a bit more of an acute angle on this red. Safely negotiated.
40.
He doesn't hang about, does he? 19 seconds average shot time.
44. Thanks. 45.
Yeah, just have a look at this now. Watch the way he plays this, and let's see the cue ball. Now watch what he does. He just brushes the cloth there as if cue ball ran over something.
He didn't then immediately come to look to see if he'd left that red on. I'm not sure he thought that he had even. He played
48.
that roll into the pack with sort of backspin, the sort of the drag way that I never particularly liked, but a lot of players do play that when trying to roll onto another ball. This is tough. Another missable one.
Oh, he's missed it.
Yeah, out of position.
Yeah.
And he knew it.
Luca Brecel, 48.
Lifeline now for Yuan. just when you thought that Luca Brecel was sailing to a 4-2 advantage, he's halted in his tracks. What can Sijun do here? Not easy.
One.
This break made a lot harder because of that green next to the blue.
3.
Obviously the pink out of action. It's not clear cut, this.
Four.
Now this is... Be careful with this shot. We're seeing how fast these tables are. He's got to try and get this cue ball in behind that red, just to the left of the cue ball. It's all about pace, this. Could lose it. Yeah, it's not great. He really wanted... He was actually playing for the red into the right centre.
11.
And I see the pace of his table. Very hard to control it when the black was so close to the pocket. It was all about touch, that shot, wasn't it, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, he may have a chance if he's got the perfect angle to play this firm. Could open up the blue and green off the side cushion, possibly. Oh, we got a bad kick there. Oh, we don't see many these days with the new chalk.
11.
I assume he uses the latest brand. Very rarely do you get a kick like that. Nothing you can do about it.
Thanks. 1.
Once again, wanted a better angle on the blacks, so he could go behind the reds, take one of them into the left corner. Trying to split them up. It's not bad. He's got a red up into the yellow pocket.
8.
He's 45 ahead, so just a red required. Yeah, no problem.
9.
No problem. Made sure of the red. Didn't try to put too much pace on the cue ball.
Yeah, maybe he could have played a bit more aggressively on that one. But even so, as you say, he's got his opponent in a position where
Luca Brecel,
he
9.
needs snookers. Barring those, he will go into a 4-2 lead.
Wonderful crowd in this afternoon. Once again, the crowds have been wonderful. And there's a young boy all the way from Selby, Chester. Hope he's enjoying it. Front row seat. That could spell the end of this frame now.
One. Eight. 9. Thirteen. 15.
'Attempting in the middle pocket. It's not going to be a clearance, but no matter.
Luca Brecel 15 and the frame.
So Luca Brecel extends his lead to 4-2. He looks in fine form now, doesn't he?
Like a front runner and a winner at
Luca
this
Brecel.
point to you now, Mark.
He does. He looks in control now, and a few things have started to go against Yuan Sijun. So this is a big frame if he's any aspirations to win this match now for me.
Okay, back we go.
Yep, massive frame now. Yuan Sijun, he's got to stop the rot. Chance here, long red. Yeah, that's more like it. Beautiful shot. Nice control as well on the cue ball. Purposely leaving a nice angle on the black as we see this red go in. Now, I'm gonna keep still on this shot. He's going to split these reds. Make sure of the pot. Yeah, good shot. Now you need a little bit of luck. And he's okay. He's going to be on this red into the left corner. That was a good shot, Steve, because sometimes, you know, those shots, you're concentrating so much going into the pack, and with a bit of pace, he kept it nice and still and got the pot.
That was well controlled as well. Could count himself a little bit unlucky. The red's gone close to the blue. It would have been ideal if the blue was free as well.
Sixteen.
He's really got to make the most of this opportunity. He may even open up that red from the blue here. Just played a delicate little cannon.
17.
Yeah, nicely played that shot. It's situations like this, Steve, isn't it, that he's got to score just to let his opponent know who's sort of dominated the match that he's still in this game, and he has to win the frame from one visit.
Yeah.
22.
That was a poor effort by his standards. Lost the cue ball in what looked like a position where it wasn't that difficult, and now having to take on a missable red into the green pocket under a bit of pressure now of his own making.
$23.
Never touched the sides. Great recovery.
Yuan Sijun, 23.
I believe that was another kick, Steve. I
Yeah.
mean, the sound of it alone.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can have a little listen to this. I'm gonna.
It sounded wrong, didn't it?
One.
We were trying to work out what chalk they were using. I think Yuan Sijun uses the tame chalk, but I don't think Luca Brecel does. He may be using the triangle chalk. We might have a look when he's chalking his cue here, what chalk he's using.
Yeah, it looks square, doesn't it? I think. Although, and see, his tips look pretty light in colour, so that's not necessarily triangle chalk, is it? No, can't see. Maybe it's not square. Oh, got a lot of action on that.
Eight.
Another excellent shot with the rest from a position where you wouldn't normally be playing a rest shot.
9.
If one player's playing with a chalk that's has a history of kicking and the other chalk doesn't, it's still not great for the player who's using the correct option, should that be the case.
Yeah, you probably need both players using the same chalk, but I'm quite sure the chalk he's using.
14.
Yeah, he's nicely landed on this red, just to the right of the bunch. This pot's into the right corner pocket.
15.
Nicely on the pink. Yeah, it's going to take a little working out this. To split into those 4 reds, which he's going to need. They're tightly packed together.
21.
Have to come from. Can't come from the blue at the moment.
22.
But he could release this red now just above the pink spot after this blue, and that will certainly help matters. He's really sort of flowing now, Luca Brecel, playing with a bundle of confidence. We didn't see that in the first frame. There were a few worrying signs, but as the match has gone on, confidence is oozing out of him at the moment.
28.
Making the game look ridiculously easy. Now this is what he's contemplating. Does he go into the 4 reds off the blue? Does he play for the loose red? He's playing for the loose red. And trying to attack those reds off the black now.
33.
Imperative. Leaves himself a nice angle here.
34.
It's okay.
Sometimes it's not ideal leaving it to the last minute to go into the pack, but when you're really in control of the cue ball and you know full well you're going to leave yourself the correct angle on the black to go in, you can leave it to the last minute.
And when you're blessed with cue power like that as well, it makes it easier when you're going into the pack. Look at the zip he got on that cue ball. It was lovely. Oh, but well.
Not again.
Luca Brecel, 41.
Just when you thought it was 5-2. Good shot. What about the position though? He's got a chance of the pink into the centre. It's hard to criticise Luca's style of play when he misses a shot as being careless, isn't it? Because that's the way he plays, is with that panache and freedom.
Sure.
What's happening? How can that happen? So many kicks for one player. It's weird.
7.
Just about on the red.
It was definitely another kick. Look at it, pink. Leave the bed at the table, but it's only happened with Yuan Sijun. That's 3 shots now. He's got kicks on.
Eight.
Well, he's put the chalk on the table. We can see what it is. He's using Ding Junhui chalk.
Yeah.
It's not a very good advert, is it?
Well, actually, believe it or not, the Ding Junhui chalk is
15.
made by Tame.
Oh, right. Oh, God.
So maybe it's not his chalk.
No kick there, just
Yuan Sijun, 15.
overstretching a fraction.
One.
Good pot, but he couldn't really do much with the cue ball, so sacrificing position. You would think that maybe it wasn't worth trying to continue this break, but never sure with Luca.
Luca Brecel, 1.
Could have played safe, but whether he could have played a telling safety shot was another matter. So foot to the floor still for Luca. Not going to blame him for that. That's how he won the World Championship. Full steam ahead was the order of the day at every opportunity. It was amazing to watch.
Yeah, I think that's so refreshing. He's going to stick to his guns, stick to his style of play. Pretty good shot, that. Using the jaws of the corner pocket to get that red back across the top cushion. Similar shot from Yuan Sijun here. But if it goes in, well and good. He played 2 shots and 1 there.
1.
Now he takes control of this situation.
Not sure he's got a really good angle to try and break out the red. Oh, he did have. Thought he'd have to go for cushion. Just didn't get into it enough. Wasn't far off though.
3.
Needs to travel to get a snooker.
Yuan Sijun, 3.
Maybe he could have risked a bit more on that, pace-wise. Has he got it? He may have the snooker.
Oh,
1.
Well, if Luca can knock this yellow in and get back on the yellow, that's a killer blow. Brown obviously a key ball as well.
Yeah, and that shot is always on. It's not really a fluke, is it? That double on the red. Obviously, he was playing it with an element of safety, but it was always going to go close, this red, to that corner pocket. He wouldn't really class that as a fluke. Now, can he, as you said, Steve, pot this yellow, miss the pink, and maybe go around the angles. Oh, look at this for a shot. Have a look at this for a positional shot. That is absolutely fantastic. Great shot.
Five.
He really is such a shot maker, isn't he?
Well, he's got an angle on the green to go maybe off the bottom cushion, come back up for the brown into the yellow pocket. The brown's far enough off the cushion that it's not impossible as long as you get nicely on it. Oh, what's he played there? Trying to get in behind it.
8.
Not a bad idea, but not too much side on that. Not enough pace. Now this one would be a big risk.
Is it worth taking on? I mean, the only comfort is he's 9 points ahead, so Yuan Sijun is going to need all 4 balls to win the frame, but it's a very risky, very low percentage to take this brown on.
There's a possibility of one cushion to get in behind the black, but the brown is going into open play doing that. Maybe it can sneak it behind the blue. Doubt it though. Getting the cue ball behind the black would be good. Just under hit it.
Luca
Great
Brecel,
effort.
8.
Yeah, but there lies the problem. Most important thing when you're playing shots is get the object ball safe. He may not attempt this, brown. He may do. He may feel it's worth it. No, he's just playing the safety shot. He might get cover on the blue if it doesn't go behind the black. Unlucky. Good attempt.
Fractions, isn't it, this game? The difference between one more revolution of the cue ball. That pink ball is not that safe.
Oh, this is a bad shot.
And here's a chance. A loose safety shot. Overhit.
That was a poor shot.
Yeah.
He's trying to knock the brown close to the pink, but even if he did that, possibility of leaving a snooker for his opponent to play, but brown over the pocket. Never easy to get the cue ball away from the pocket. When you've got an object ball so close to the pocket, it's never easy to control. Didn't get the desired topspin on that cue ball, and now he's struggling a little bit here. He's still trying to cut this blue in. Lots of right hand side. Try and bring the cue ball down the right hand side towards that pink, but this is tough.
Now that was tough to play.
Yuan Sijun,
When you're
4.
trying to hold the cue ball as well, playing with lots of side spin and screwing the ball as well, it's really hard to judge how the cue ball is going to release from the tip. Obviously he also put that pink ball a little bit safer with that brown, so a little bit more insurance for Luca Brecel. Doesn't mean it's a pink ball game, obviously.
Oh, he's played this well. Yeah, it's a decent shot, that. Yeah, good return from Luca Brecel, trying to get that blue into the middle of that side cushion. He's got to be careful here. If he plays the blue around the cushions here, he doesn't want to hit the black or the pink. Just missed the black. Oh, hold on. He could fluke it if it's got the pace. It doesn't, and he's left it. Well, there's a right smile from Luca Brecel. It's
be some shot to play this with lots of right hand side. If the cue ball was in the middle of the table, he could get his hand on the table. He could pot the blue with lots of right hand side and maybe attempt to break open the pink. A lot harder from here. Ooh. Now an angle for Yuan Sijun. Can you break open the pink, or do you get in behind it? Do you get in behind it? It's a little bit safer than it was.
Yeah. What would you play? I think getting in behind it is the shot here. It's too risky to try and bring the pink out. Anyway, just past that right middle pocket. Needs to slow up, but it looks good if it slows up. Oh, he's played it perfectly. What a shot.
He'd have liked a little bit more, so he could have not gone off a cushion here, but a little bit more power required into this shot. Got it.
11.
Well, that was just a wonderful positional shot from blue to pink now. Just a few deep breaths for Yuan Sijun. This is a big shot for him to close the gap just to 1. Well played. Yuan Sijun, big frame, keeps him in the match. Cuts the deficit to 1, but the world champion Luca Brecel still leads 4 frames to 3.
Oh, well done. That was gutsy stuff from him and some lovely play. But actually, got the opportunity earlier. There was an uncharacteristic miss from Luca at mark, and it just seemed to come out the blue.
Yeah, he looked full of confidence, hadn't really made any mistakes, and then missed an easy red in the middle out of nowhere. It just turned that frame. It didn't look like missing at all. You expected him to go on and win the frame there, didn't you, John?
Yeah, it was just a pretty straightforward push through the cue ball, get the other side of the blue, but for some reason took his eye off it or whatever and missed it. But turned the frame, that's for sure. But there was a lovely shot near the end. I thought it was a beautiful control. He played on the blue to get on the pink here.
Yeah, it's so easy to overhit this. Playing it with screw with the rest, he's judged this absolutely perfect. Couldn't, if you place it really any better with your hand.
Yeah.
Still a good pot on the pink and run it off too, but yeah, the great shot there was the blue.
Yeah, lovely.
He's got to take a lot of confidence from that.
Yeah, and I think he actually deserved that a little bit. He'd had a few things go against him, and he stuck in there. He continued to play the right shots, and wasn't really getting much help from Luca until that misread in the middle. So he's done well to stay in this match. Game on again.
I know, because it's a difficult situation, isn't it? Here he is, first time on the TV tables in a Triple Crown event. He's playing the world champion, and he's acquitting himself very, very well here.
Indeed, and showing good temperament. As I say, there was quite a couple of things went wrong for him in the frame before. So, yeah, good signs and still in there. And it's funny, just a simple miss like that in the middle pocket can sometimes change matches, you know, and change momentum. So you just always got to be very, very wary about missing anything. I mean, that was a simple pot for Luca.
Yeah, and one thing I would say is Yuan hasn't scored yet.
No.
He hasn't scored like I know he can. If he gets his scoring boots on, there could be an upset on the cards.
Yeah, Ken will be enjoying it in the commentary box.
Yeah, because he'll be looking, obviously, Ken
will be really
3 or 4
it,
centuries against Ken.
It was 3 tons, you're right.
Yeah, and he's made a top
absolutely.
break of 68 here so far. So if he can get his scoring boots on, you just never know.
Okay, he's obviously difficult to create the chances against a man of Luca's stature, and indeed of Ken Doherty's stature. No one's better at the safety game than Ken, obviously. But when he does score, he's very interesting and very, very good to watch.
Yeah, but I take the point. It would be nice for him, for his confidence level, just to win in one visit. There's nothing better, you know, win a frame quickly. You see when Luca generally, okay, missed the red in the last, but when he's been in and he's had the chance, it's been done in one visit. And it's great to change the scoreboard quickly. If you can just get a good chance and make 75 plus and win a frame quickly, it'd be better for the confidence level.
As a man who has won major titles, plural, obviously, if you had a little word in Yuan Sijun's shell-like ear today, what would you be telling him at this stage of the match, in this situation, Mark?
Just to stay patient. No, he's well in this game at 4-3, and I don't feel like he's played anywhere near his best. His cue ball's just been a little loose for me, and that's probably why he hasn't scored so heavy. But it's hard because if you try and concentrate so much on your cue ball, everything else starts to go. So just be patient. He's 4-3, best of 11. He's still well in this game.
He is indeed the man with the boyish looks. He's 23 years old. He was born in May 2000. Goodness, that ages us, doesn't it? And he actually practices out of Victoria's Academy in Sheffield, as many of the top guys do, from Nanchang in China, and is certainly giving the world champion, Luca Brecel, something to think about here. Luca's not had the greatest of seasons. Yes, as Steve Davis was telling us, he got to the Shanghai Masters final against Ronnie O'Sullivan. But if he were to get through this, it would be the first time into the last 16 of any of the world ranking events this term. So a lot at stake for both of these men today. Back we go.
Little kiss on the blue has just stopped the cue ball in the middle of the table. There is a red at the bottom of the pack, the pots. Maybe he's going to refuse that, so he's just going to play a good safety shot. Yeah, that's pretty good. Blocked this red, as you can see. It's closest to this bottom right corner pocket. Just going to play maybe off one or two cushions, just nestle onto this red, containing safety shot. safety error from Luca Brecel is given. Once he's on a good chance here, he can pot this red close to the black and maybe hold for black into the same pocket. Yeah, nicely played.
Yeah, it appears like the tide has turned a little bit. That misread into the middle pocket in the last frame has really halted Luca's progress.
Thank you.
It's not an easy break with those 3 reds in a clump on the top cushion.
8. Nine.
If he can somehow work out that puzzle and clear that black spot area, that would be helpful.
Yeah, we're just looking to see if we can maybe play a little cannon into one of these reds. We'll certainly be holding for the red into the left corner, you would feel. That would be the obvious choice. Oh, that's a surprise. Hold on the black spot, which means the black goes up onto the blue.
Thank you. 16.
So maybe we could go back up for the black or pink here.
17.
Just not enough pace on the cue ball. Needed to be further down the table, a better angle on that black. So having to take the pink instead.
Looks like that's going to go on the brown spot. Not just the black spot. Apologies.
23. $24.
It was wishful thinking that one day in commentary or ever playing that you could end up with all the colours on different spots. I think that was I think the best I've ever done is like 4 colours on.
30.
I bet that was a good frame. Yeah.
31.
Good recovery, that bridging over the red. He's hitting down on the cue ball. And sometimes push it offline, but he's back in good position here. He's going to break this break nicely.
$37.
His cue ball over these 7 frames, 7.5 frames hasn't been exemplary, but it's got
38.
better. This is what he can do when he gets in close. As the lad said in the studio, he needs just to have a better cue ball, just to score a little bit better and win the frame in one visit. He's going about this nicely.
Yeah, he had a shake of the head where he left the cue ball though. He wasn't happy with it. That's just run a little bit closer to the cushion
44.
than he wanted. Might need to be digging down on this, which makes the pot missable. Yeah, this is now tougher than he would have wanted.
No.
You Yuan Sijun, 44.
Well, I think his positional play is slightly weaker than it needs to be at this level. Nearly got the fall of the slate, but a chance for Luca. Not an easy one though.
One.
Yeah, that was a wonderful opening red. It wasn't easy, as you said, Steve, into those tight middle pockets, but have a look at the cue ball, perfect on the black. He's got options here, and one of those reds pots into this left corner pocket.
He made it look easy though, didn't he?
Yeah.
So those big pressure shots, some players build themselves up for it and make them more of an issue than they maybe are.
9.
Sometimes the best way is to say, okay, I'm just going to get down and pot it.
Yeah, but those, as you mentioned earlier, those 3 reds
15.
just below the pink, they're going to be a little bit of a problem, and that red is close to the left side
16.
cushion.
There is a gap to be able to pop the middle red into the right corner. I don't know if he's got that angle now. He might have.
$22.
I think he has. I think he's played that nicely. And of course this red will open up the red just above it. He's had a look
23.
at the 2 reds that are around the pink spot. I'm sure both of them will pot. So maybe that could be the pivotal ball. The one that's close to the cue ball now on the left-hand side cushion.
29.
He's going to need that to win the frame at this visit.
$30.
Tough red along the top cushion as well, so work to be done. Tried to promote that red when he had the chance, but lost position because of it.
37.
And now he's got to dig out a good pot to keep this break going.
Luca Brecel, 37.
It's gone a bit ragged now. He couldn't hide that red from Luca. Tried. He won't be happy with that. A chance for Luca to drill this one in with some screw back to keep on that pink.
Yeah, one you'd expect him to get. Gone slightly off the boil at the moment, Luca Brecel. Not misread. Sort of shaking him up a little bit in the previous frame. It's getting tense out there now. Both players. It knocked 3 times before it went in. Bit like my postman. Oh, he's going to leave himself a tough shot here. He needs that cue ball to bounce. He needs an angle on this red. A slight angle, but with pace, these are very, very difficult.
It's the type of shot you play with screw back these days and play off 2 cushions, but got plenty of action on the cue ball, but
Look up yourself,
obviously the
5.
pot made so much more difficult by the pace that you have to put into playing it that way. Tough to predict a winner of this frame.
One.
Yeah, you know, the previous shot, Steve, I mean, you or I would have just tried to drop that red in and maybe get a snooker behind the pink afterwards. Just try and keep
Blue ball.
control of the frame, but it's just not the way these top players play these days. But sometimes, well, he's played a lovely shot there. That is a wonderful shot. He's on the red into the right corner, and he's knocked the other
6.
red over the left centre. What a chance here.
Yeah, really nicely controlled breakout. Had a perfect angle on the blue, that helped.
Yeah, and I just got back to that previous shot by Luca Brecel. It's just, sometimes you just got to know when to try and keep control of the frame and not give your opponent a sort of an easy chance at the business end of a frame where he can possibly win it. He has given himself a chance now.
Oh, he doesn't like this. He's up and down on it. Doesn't look that difficult. He's just trying to play perfect position, so he's digging down again. Always makes the shot harder. Great shot.
7.
I assume he was worried about the cue ball going into the jaws of the top left corner pocket. It looks like he's got a fraction of an angle on this blue. He doesn't want to leave himself too thin a cut on the red, but he may have to. Oh, he got into that well.
Yeah, good shot. He's got the cue power to be able to play those shots. And
12.
quick glance at the score. He's 14 points in the lead.
$13.
He's okay. He's on the green, just natural angle off the ball cushion. Hope for the yellow.
Even though Luca's the type of player that always lives on the edge and can always give you chances, this would be a massive
16.
scalp for Sijun.
$18.
This green is all he needs to get over the line.
21.
He'll be feeling a lot better now. A little bit more fluency in his game, some good shots positionally.
30.
It's turning into a best of 3 for a place in the last 16.
43 on the frame.
Once again, knocks a black in, goes off for a toilet break. It's 4-all.
Yuan Sijun, 23-year-old. In 2019, it was the one and only Stephen Hendry who said of this guy he was one of the best players he had ever seen. So, let's see if he can prove it today. Back we go.
Yeah. Some telling words from the lads in the studio there. Luca's obviously not hit the heights so far that he did at Sheffield consistently enough. Maybe Ken, once the alarm bells start ringing in this match, he might up the intensity.
Yeah, as I said in the last frame, he's just slightly gone off the boil for some reason. I mean, that was a glaring miss into the right centre a couple of frames ago. It looked like he had the frame at his mercy and move into a 5-2 lead. He missed that red along the top cushion in that previous frame. Left one Sijun in, and he duly obliged. And now all of a sudden, he's lost control of this match, Luca. He needs some inspiration from somewhere. He's very well capable of it. You know, could spark back into life. But he's given himself a little bit more than he would have liked to do in this match now. Red just past the right centre pocket. Luca has this red to the left of the black. It's a possibility. Playing as a shot to nothing into the left middle, but he feels it's too risky. He's got to be careful with this safety shot here. Catch the edge of one of these reds on the left hand side. Always a danger now. Has he got cover? Is there a gap between the green and blue? I think there is. Yes, there is. So, mistake from Yuan Sijun.
Yeah, he was under a bit of pressure there on the safety. Ooh, just got that.
1.
Just about got away with it positionally as well.
There's 2 reds left of them. When Luca came around to have a look at these 2 reds left of the pack, and there you see maybe that bottom red will pot.
5.
Wonderful shot. Didn't really want to be leaving himself straight on that red into the centre pocket, but he's recovered nicely. There's enough separation between those 2 reds. They probably pot into the centre pocket, or one of them. Chosen to go into the pack and arced the cue ball just a bit too much.
12.
Tough to get that right. Maybe he was trying to get a little bit further to the left before the spin took effect. Now a tough one to keep this break going.
What does he do? Does he take this red on into the left centre, play it? He's sort of playing it with an element of safety. He's playing it as a shot to nothing. It was very, very cute angle. Oh wow, what a shot that is. That is magnificent. I mean, have a look at the angle. Very little pocket to aim at there, but I couldn't have played that any better. Beautifully on the black. Such a difficult shot, that pot. He played it, executed it beautifully.
I mean, it helped slightly that
20.
he wasn't leaving any red, but even so.
21.
Needed to get that cue ball free of the red, which he's done. A couple more good positional shots away from making this a clear-cut opportunity.
28.
The less reds are on the table, the less choices you have, but also the less crowded it is at the top of the table as well. So sort of position becomes a bit simpler with less reds on the table. Great shot. Correct side of the blue, marvellous.
Yeah, using his cue part there, using the other red as well, just to widen the angle off the cushion. And getting that blue back on the spot will certainly help.
34.
Yeah, maybe a couple of blues is a nice way to go.
He played that nicely. Just got to hold the cue ball here. This one is a little shake of the head. He probably wanted to be a bit straighter on the blue, but I think he can hold it. If not, maybe have to play a little cannon into one of the reds.
Yeah, position on the blue is a bit more critical sometimes than on the black. held that well.
Yeah.
40.
This could be one
41.
of those other frames. We said he needed a bit of inspiration, but when he came to the table, there was just that red over the right corner pocket pack. Very tightly condensed, and a couple of shots later, they're all out in the open.
48.
Yeah, that red into the centre pocket that he dug out. I don't know, what was that? 2 in 10 shot? I don't know. Really high degree of difficulty on it.
49.
Once he struck it, he probably knew it was a good line, but he still couldn't guarantee it was going to keep on line. He's looking back in the zone now, isn't he?
56.
Yeah, he's just plays on inspiration, doesn't he? Quite incredible how quick he can get the balls in the open. Blessed with a lot of cue power.
57.
This black, another red and black, be enough. But he want to keep his opponent in that chair and try and make as big a break as he can from this position. But this is a
64.
good response.
$65.
Just a loose safety shot from Yuan Sijun. He's made to sit in that chair and rue that misplaced effort. But this has been
72.
a wonderful break from Luca Brecel. Great reaction to losing the last couple of frames.
73. $78. 79. $86. Foul. Luca Brecel, 86.
Cue ball went in before the red, but it doesn't matter at all.
Frame, Luca Brecel.
A lovely 86 break from Luca Brecel. He leads 5-4, 1 away from victory.
You can back yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what Luca does.
Frame 10.
He's just got that
Yeah,
innate
there's
ability to
there's
find
a
a way to win.
gearbox there, isn't
Yeah.
there?
Yeah. Well, he's 1 away from passage into the last 16. Will he take it now? Let's find out.
Yeah, it's an interesting point about, does he need that jeopardy? I think he loves it. I do think that and you don't deliberately go behind by 9 frames in the World Championship, but if you can recover from that far behind, what have you got to fear from being behind ever again?
Yeah, well, that's the question, isn't it? It has to give you great confidence that even when he goes a few behind now, he'll draw on all those great memories of the World Championship. Well, I've done it there. I can do it anywhere.
A rubbish safety shot from Sijun, but it's ended up giving Luca a potential problem bridging over the top of the green. You've got to be careful with these. He'll settle for that. Not wonderful, but he'll settle for it. No real incentive to go for this long red unless he really fancies doing something special with the cue ball. This is a big shot to take on. He doesn't have to take it.
Foul. Luca Brecel.
Oh, well, he wouldn't have bothered about the cue ball going in, but look at what's happened. The red has come down. It's knocked the red out of the pack over towards this right corner pocket. And, well, you would say an easy opener for Luca Brecel. It's very unlucky. Very unlucky indeed for Yuan Sijun. Now, black tied up. Yeah, just have a look at this now. Watch the red here. It goes in and out of ball.
Yeah.
Right up between.
It was a risky
yellow
red.
and blue. Yeah.
It was a risky red, but he did enough with the cue ball to probably feel like he'd done his job there. Happy it went in off in the end until all of a sudden that red poked its nose out of the pack. Now he's got to sit and hope that Luca can't manufacture a winning break from this position, which he's going to try to do. A bit unlucky that. Very unlucky. Yeah, he's got a red into the middle pocket,
6.
but nasty position. He's got to try and play this. Screw onto the top cushion, possibly with some side spin to stay on the pink into the middle pocket. Maybe. Or can he play on the black? It's a good effort, this. He's telegraphed the fact he's playing on the black, but doesn't look like it's in.
Luca
Okay,
Brecel,
but-
6.
Quite committed to that. It's left his opponent a relatively straightforward pot. Okay, there's danger involved in it. Well, he's getting tense out there. You would have expected him to get that.
One.
And now, a more realistic opportunity to make a frame and match-winning break here than the last one even. Awkward queuing with that red. Going with the closer bridge.
The balls are nice as well, aren't they, Steve? I mean, he's just concentrate. Okay, the black is tied up, but
7.
the reds around the pink, they'll all unravel each other. He's got a few in the open, and as he picks them off,
8.
it's sort of, they'll help.
Yeah, and when you've got the pink available into all four top pockets, it's ideal, really.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to do much work with the cue ball here. Just keep nice close control.
40.
On this red, he can back out for the pink again.
15.
Yeah, he can pick these off, these reds off into top corner pockets for a while. Maybe overran a bit on the pink.
Yeah, but as we've seen, he's very good with the
Yeah.
rest, isn't he?
Yeah,
That's
he
like
is.
13 from 14, 92% with the rest. No
21.
problem to him whatsoever.
$22. 28. $29.
He's responding very well to the possibility of
35.
being bundled out in the first round here.
Yeah, well, it's not ideal here. This could go wrong. He's going into other reds while he pots this red. Trusting a little bit of luck. It could go wrong. And in fact, if this cue ball goes into this corner pocket,
36.
yeah, it wasn't ideal, that last shot to get on that red. He made it difficult for himself. Now what does he do? He's got a 46-point lead. Does he take the green on into the left centre, or just try and roll up behind the green, play a snooker, put a colour safe maybe? Choices.
Yeah, it's sort of just about in put a colour safe territory, but it's there's enough reds on the table that he'd be behind when he got to that stage. But what else did he do? Great shot, if it goes in. It's
Luca
great
Brecel,
shot.
36.
Well, he's put a colour safe, but he won't be happy that he missed the green. It was a big shot to take on. Very risky. Very, very risky indeed. I'm not quite sure whether he needed to take that on there, Steve.
Well, it's the problem with it, isn't it? You play it and you get it, you're a hero. And if you miss it, it's the wrong shot. Who knows?
One.
Rolling up behind the green was guaranteed, probably.
Well, as he was sitting in his chair, he would have been just hoping he would have got another
7.
chance. And this is it. It's not going to be straightforward all the way to the line in this frame. But it's a
8.
chance, nonetheless. He can get a few points and close the gap. He's got a lot of work to do. That missed green from Luca could prove a pivotal ball in the rest of this frame. It's gone into his safest position.
$14. $15.
He looked for a second as if he wasn't going to get the correct side of the blue there, but this table is very fast and it got there. He's certainly getting himself back into this frame.
20.
It won't be at all easy to win it in this visit.
Yeah, I think in situations like this, you just
21.
want to build up those points, keep taking these reds and colours, and worry about the more difficult pots a little bit down the line. If you can get a nice angle after potting this blue on the red, just to the right of the pink here, he could leave himself an angle to take the other red out. Not now. He doesn't have that angle. Too straight on this red.
26.
But that was an option.
27.
Anywhere but straight on the pink. If he's straight on the pink, he doesn't have many options, and he's almost straight. How can he get on the next red here?
That's going to be tough. Screwing back for the red into the right corner, I think. Underscrewed it, unless he played it that way. Can't believe he did.
33.
He might play this with an element of safety, maybe screw up for blue, yellow or brown here. If he plays it for the pink and he misses it, he's going to leave it.
Yuan Sijun, 33.
Okay, it's not a gimme, but it's certainly a chance for Luca.
One. Six.
Well, what would you do here, Steve? Pot the red, maybe screw into the other red and stay on the black? That's a possibility.
Yeah, it depends on the angle. He grimaced a bit. I don't think he likes it completely.
7.
He's going to need the yellow.
Oh, has he got away with it? Has he got the snooker? Oh, I
Luca
think he
Brecel,
has.
7.
He's been lucky there. Hand goes up. An apology. Look at that.
Have it.
Yeah, the problem for Luca here, he could push the red onto the black, but he wants to keep that black on the top cushion with a 20-point lead. Notice he's in a very commanding position, doesn't want to disturb the black here. Could just knock the red up the table and into the bulk area and try and get some sort of cover. He wants to keep the pink and the black where they are. That gives him extra insurance, so he's got to be careful.
He nearly got that in behind the black, even though there was much to get behind. Probably side to side safety here for Sijun. Not much value in potting it coming down the table. Good effort.
And settle for that. this looks pretty good if it goes near the black, the red. Good attempt. Now, maybe Luca. He may have to bring the black out now. He won't like it. But he had to keep that red safe. It's the only thing he could do. Now, how's the cue ball? Almost. Good attempt.
Well, if that cue ball hadn't have rolled that extra couple of balls, Sijun could have been in trouble.
Foul. Luca Brecel 4.
Yeah, he called it too thin. Lost control of the cue ball. It's going to go anywhere, but that red was supposed to be on the top cushion. So here's the chance for Luca Brecel. No. Has it gone in the centre? It's close. Oh. Heartbreaker for Sijun. Heartbreaker.
Wow. No matter how good you are,
Thank
how
you.
talented you are, you can always do with a little bit of luck. And what a way to finish what's been an enthralling match, and it's going to finish on a fluke. Heartbreak, as you said, Steve, for Yuan Sijun. Well, what a
6.
way to end the match. Didn't deserve that.
Eight.
So 32 the difference, 25 remaining, 2 4-point snookers required. May just roll the screen over the corner pocket.
Luca Brecel 8.
Well, I suppose that pink coming off the cushion could be a small amount of hope for Sijun. It's a bit easier to snooker behind it now. It's tough to get mistakes from top pros. 2 snookers rarely happens. 1 snooker, obviously. 3 is like nearly a impossibility at this level. The only way normally would be to keep a red on the table for 3 balls, but not just with the colours.
This is a good attempt, a very good attempt. He may get cover on the blue.
Yeah, there's a gap though that Luca can get through. Not even if he can't get through directly. Easy escape off the back cushion.
Oh, look at this when the cue ball is finished. Well, it's all happening. What a horrible shot to be left with here. Can't knock the green around the angles because it may run into the pink here. So he may just have to play a containing safety shot. He did pretty well, but couldn't get enough separation, so in or over, I would say, for Luca Brecel with this green. know. Well, why didn't he just drop the green over the corner pocket? Now he's going to be faced with a snooker, you would expect, right up behind the blue here. Look at this for a shot. Very, very good indeed. You did say about that pink, it does help his situation. Luca brought that pink into play, didn't have to do that a few shots ago. Why did he not roll the green over the pocket a few shots ago as well? He has to hit this green. Well played. Well played.
Three.
Well, Brecel so close to getting over the line here, but Yuan, Sijun still going in this frame. However, we've come to the end of our scheduled time on BBC One. We are going to pop immediately over to the red button coverage to see this one through. I really hope you can join us there. But in the meantime, thank you for your company, and I hope that we will see you soon on Red. See you there.